So do you guys remember persistent hangers being a thing? Me too. I don't know when they're going to be a thing again. I don't know where they are on the roadmap, but BlackMaze is talking about them on his channel, and I want to hear what he thinks about them. I think they're incredibly important, but I've kind of forgot about them because they just were like, yeah, so the cargo refactor, well, you know, it's not coming with that stuff. So I was just like, ugh, damn. So now what? All right, but let's hear what he has to say about persistent hangers. He thinks this will be a game changer.
In my previous video, I covered how the space stations see a transition in 3.17.2, where instead of claiming and storing ships at landing pads, all ships, no matter the size, are offered the opportunity to do this docked up to an actual hangar.
Yeah, very important.
CIG continues to bring more game functions online. I cannot help myself but fantasize about persistent hangars and what these will mean for the future of all citizens of the verse. Persistent hangars, also known as personal hangars, will come in various shapes and sizes, primarily determined by the manufacturer. These hangars will aim to be a private.
We don't know if that's even a thing anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the VFG industrial hangar at the one station that I'm at anymore. We don't know if the way it used to be is the way it's going to be. Maybe it's based on the location, but in general, we will be able to buy or rent a hangar at a certain location.
Space for you to store and retrieve ships, and in many ways, I expect that these hangars are going to play a pivotal part in our Star Citizen lives. Probably a larger part even than other kinds of player housing. Hangars are going to feel very personal, a place where we spend lots of time organizing our property, customizing our ships and loadouts, managing cargo, and otherwise planning out and setting up what we do next in the verse.
I hope so.
With all that said, here are a number of things that I would very much like to see possible with persistent hangars. And consider this, as always, food for thought.
All right, good. See, that little disclaimer. I'm just going to go on a little Imagine train and have some fun here. So let's have some fun with BlackMaze.
In terms of functionality, I imagine that persistent hangars are instanced, and you can freely store or spawn any stored ships into one hangar without the need for a unique hangar for every ship.
You actually don't have to imagine that they're instanced. They said it on a Calling All Devs. I can't remember the one. It's all about the cargo refactor or something like that. They talked about it being instance, and that's basically how it was going to be. That, yes, space stations, landing zones, none of them have enough hangars to have each hangar be like, hey, see that hangar over there? Yeah, that's mine. Like maybe me and BlackMaze both have hangar 1. So when I spawn in and request landing, boom, there goes my hangar. It pops into hangar 1 spot. When it opens up, there's my hangar. When BlackMaze comes later and goes, yeah, I want to request landing, they pop mine out, put his in, there's hangar 1.
Just so long as the hangar is big enough, you are free to spawn any ship from the imaginary parking place on the station. The hangar would feature an ASOP terminal so that storing and spawning can be done directly from the hangar.
That would be nice. Yes.
One thing that is exceptionally tedious right now is spawning ground vehicles and loading them into your ship.
Yes.
And this is one thing I'd like to see changed. But before I mention how, I want to mention that personally, I really like to do things like this manually. For me, loading ground vehicles and cargo would be part of the gameplay that makes up Star Citizen.
I agree.
It adds to the immersion, the same way food and drink and elevator and tram rides do. I would be really disappointed if loading ground vehicles or cargo becomes a very simple UI exercise, similar to how you'd find it in a game like Elite Dangerous. This isn't that game. Star Citizen is all about physicalized immersion, where actions feel tangible and require manual labor.
Maybe
With that big
okay.
disclaimer out the way,
All right. I agree with BlackMaze, but let me play devil's advocate here just a tiny bit. What if you didn't want to do those things? It would be like a cargo timer. So like, yeah, I spawn my C2, but I want 3 tanks in it. Well, then it'll take longer for your C2 to spawn, and you have to wait. I think I'm okay with that. But I do like the idea of loading my own ship and things like that. So I just feel it should be an option because I don't like when people say what Star Citizen is all about, because that's what Star Citizen is all about for BlackMaze. That's what it's all about for me, but it may not be for other people, and maybe they just want to have somebody do it for them.
I'd really like the persistent hangars that feature
Just think about somebody having 1 hour of time to play, and they spend the hour loading their ship.
an actual ground vehicle spawner of its own. A place where you can spawn or store ground vehicles and drive them directly into your ship without the need to first fly down to a moon or external ground vehicle spawner in a city. This would make a...
I don't even think there should be a spawner. I think those little garages on the side, that's where your ground vehicle is, and it stays there. And when you leave that hangar, it'll stay there. And there's no like option to, maybe there's an option to transfer it, but again, time and money kind of thing.
Persistent hangar, truly awesome, and a place with real purpose.
But I mean,
I hope you like the simulated demonstration on screen.
Appear.
Thank you, Data and Louis, for helping out.
That was awesome, by the way.
The same, of course, can be said about cargo. We've got these amazing machines available already on display in the hangars, and I want to use them. Allow me to grab cargo from the ship and move it to a designated area inside the persistent hangar to
No, BlackMaze. You must use the Drake Mule.
unload and store it. Now, of course, some of these machines are actually autonomous, and therefore, I would also really love the opportunity to pay this station to do it for me. Because I do understand that there are plenty of people in a hurry that don't necessarily want to do all of this manually, for one reason or another. It would be awesome if a player would be given the choice to load stuff manually or to pay someone to have it done for them. Modules and weapons too, I would like to install manually. I would love a gameplay system that comes close to the salvage gameplay we'll see in the future. Allow me to grab my weapons from a designated area in the persistent hangar, use a machine or gravity gun to move them to the ship and install them manually.
I feel like this should be something that's like possible right now. Is you could maybe not possible right now. Like you can almost like unlock your weapons from your ship, pull them out with a tractor beam, and then when you put the next one and it fits and it's close enough, it'll just clamp on and grab them. That'd be sick.
Or again, of course, pay someone or some droid to do it for me.
Yep.
There's gotta be a reason that weapons and modules are physically present on the ship or hidden inside panels that
100%.
are actually already openable in-game right now.
Yeah.
So much to think about, isn't it?
What you're thinking.
The possibilities with Star Citizen, as always, are endless, and I hope CIG takes their time with this and gets it right. As an honorable mention, I wanted to talk about Orison. CIG, we really need to make use of these amazing locations that already feature doors that state the word garage. Set up some ground vehicle spawners on Orison, please, and allow us to use these amazing areas where we can already land and drive around, instead of sending us off on a detour to Daymar every single time. Persistent hangars.
Here's the thing, BlackMaze. You want that. I want an economy. Johnny over here wants 10 other things. Steven wants more things. They got to pick one. I think they made the landing zone with the intention of this, but your priority isn't their priority. We all know what their priority is, sadly. Squadron. Which is funny because it's none of our priorities. But hey, here we are.
Can't wait.
That was fun. I don't do those kind of videos often. I don't watch them because I don't like getting excited about the game, and I don't like daydreaming about it because I've done that for years, and unfortunately, it just leads to getting frustrated with, like, basically how he was frustrated there at the end, like, kind of shaking his hands, like, how do we still not have vehicle spawners on Crusader? Well, this is not a priority. So, yeah, I mean, that is cool. Like, persistent hangers, I don't even think, I mean, maybe he touched on, like, orgs a little bit, but I just look at it like an org hanger would be one of those things that we really, really desperately need. But in general, just your own place to call your home, to call your own is good for sure.